Hello curious minds, and welcome back to Dr. Carmenatty's channel. Before we dive into the fascinating and at times unsettling world of cybersecurity, I want to extend a warm invitation. This channel thrives on your curiosity, so please don't hesitate to leave your suggestions for future video topics in the comments below. Your engagement is what fuels our exploration of the digital landscape. While you're down there, if you find this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others discover this important information. And of course, if you want to stay ahead of the curve and join our growing community dedicated to digital safety and understanding, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We have some truly intriguing topics on the horizon, and you won't want to miss them. Now let's talk about the shadows that lurk within the digital realm. Have you ever received an email that just felt off? Or perhaps you've wondered how secure your online information truly is. These questions lie at the heart of cybersecurity, a field where the stakes are constantly rising. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on two very common, yet incredibly effective attack methods: phishing and SQL injection. These are not abstract threats. They are real dangers that can compromise your personal data, your financial security, and even the integrity of entire organizations. To truly understand how to protect ourselves, we must first understand the enemy's tactics. Think of it like understanding the moves of an opponent in a complex game. Only in this game, the consequences of losing can be significant. To guide our exploration, we're going to a step-by-step presentation designed for cybersecurity students. This will provide us with a structured and clear understanding of these attack vectors and, crucially, the defenses we can build against them. Consider this video a roadmap as we navigate this sometimes perplexing terrain. Let's begin with phishing. The name itself carries a deceptive connotation, doesn't it? Like a fisherman casting a lure, a fisher aims to bait unsuspecting individuals into revealing sensitive information. This is a form of social engineering, which, in essence, means manipulating people's trust and emotions to achieve malicious goals. It preys on our inherent desire to be helpful, our fear of missing out, or our concern about potential problems. Imagine receiving an email that appears to be from your bank. It looks legitimate, complete with logos and official-sounding language. The message might claim that your account has been flagged for suspicious activity, and that you need to click a link immediately to verify your identity. They often inject a sense of urgency. Act now or your account will be locked. This pressure tactic is a deliberate strategy to prevent you from thinking critically. As discussed in the Federal Trade Commission (FTC) article, How to Recognize and Avoid Phishing Scams, these emails often mimic trusted institutions to gain your confidence. But here's where our detective work begins. A crucial first step, and one I urge you to always practice, is to hover your mouse cursor over any links in such emails before you click them. In many email clients, this will reveal the true web address the link will take you to. Often, this underlying URL is nothing like the legitimate website of the supposed sender. It might be a jumbled string of characters or a domain name that is clearly not authentic. Another telltale sign is the sender's email address. Scrutinize it carefully. Look for subtle misspellings, extra characters, or an unusual domain. For instance, an email claiming to be from support@yourbank.com is far more likely to be legitimate than one from support@yourbanksecurity.net, or something even more obscure. These seemingly minor discrepancies are often the breadcrumbs that can lead you to uncover the deception. Phishing attacks are not limited to email. They can also come in the form of text messages, often called smishing, phone calls, vishing, or even fake social media messages. The underlying principle remains the same: to impersonate a trusted entity to trick you into divulging sensitive information. This information can then be used to access your online accounts, steal your identity, or even install malware on your devices. The consequences can range from financial loss and reputational damage to significant personal distress. It's a shadowy art of manipulation, playing on human psychology to bypass technical security measures. Now let's shift our focus to a more technical yet equally dangerous attack vector: SQL injection. To understand this, we first need a basic grasp of how many websites and applications store and manage their data. A large number of online platforms rely on databases, and they often use a language called SQL, structured query language, to interact with these databases. Think of SQL as the language that allows the website to ask the database for specific information, such as retrieving your account details when you log in. When you enter your username and password on a website, that information is often used to construct an SQL query that the application sends to the database. A typical legitimate query might look something like this. Select from users where username equal your entered username and password equal your entered password. The application takes the username and password you've typed and inserts them into this query to check if there is a matching record in the users table of the database. If there is, you are granted access. However, what happens when a malicious actor decides to get creative with their input? Instead of a normal username, they might enter a carefully crafted string of characters that include SQL commands. A classic example, and one highlighted in numerous cybersecurity resources, including the OWASP, Open Worldwide Application Security Project, Guide on SQL Injection, involves entering something like this in the username field, or 1. If the website's code is not properly secured, this malicious input can alter the intended SQL query. Instead of just looking for a specific user, the query might become something like this. Select from users, where username iksat or one and password iksa. Because the condition 1 is always true, the database might be tricked into returning all the user records in the table, effectively bypassing the normal login process. The attacker doesn't need a valid username or password anymore. They've manipulated the database into giving them access. This is a simplified example, but the potential for damage from SQL injection attacks is vast. Attackers can use these vulnerabilities to not only bypass authentication, but also to retrieve sensitive data, modify information in the database, or even execute arbitrary commands on the underlying server. Imagine an attacker gaining access to a database containing customer credit card details or confidential business information. The consequences could be catastrophic, leading to financial fraud, identity theft, and severe reputational damage for the affected organization. As detailed in the SANS Institute white paper, The Growing Threat of SQL Injection Attacks, these vulnerabilities can exist in a wide range of web applications, making them a persistent and significant threat. So, after peering into these digital attack methods, the critical question becomes, how do we defend ourselves? How do we build stronger walls against these shadowy intrusions? When it comes to phishing, the most effective defense is a multi-layered approach. User education and awareness are paramount. We need to cultivate a culture of skepticism, where individuals are empowered to question suspicious emails, messages, and calls. Regular training on how to identify phishing attempts, recognizing red flags like those we discussed earlier, is crucial. Encourage everyone to think before they click, and to independently verify the legitimacy of requests for sensitive information, perhaps by contacting the organization directly through a known and trusted channel. But human vigilance alone is not enough. We also need robust technical controls. One of the most effective is multi-factor authentication, MFA. MFA adds an extra layer of security beyond just a username and password. Even if a phisher manages to steal your password, they would still need a second form of verification, such as a one-time code sent to your phone or a biometric scan, to gain access to your account. Implementing MFA across all critical accounts is a game-changer in preventing account takeover. For SQL injection, the defenses lie primarily in secure coding practices. The golden rule is, never trust user input directly. All data that comes from users, whether it's from login forms, search bars, or any other input field, must be treated as potentially malicious. Applications should rigorously validate and sanitize user input, checking its format, length, and content to ensure it conforms to expected parameters. This helps to prevent attackers from injecting malicious code. However, a more robust and recommended technique is the use of parameterized queries or prepared statements. As demonstrated in our class scenario, instead of directly embedding user input into SQL queries, parameterized queries use placeholders for the input values. The database then treats these placeholders as data, not as executable code. This effectively prevents the injection of malicious SQL commands. The application provides the structure of the query, and then separately provides the user-supplied data, ensuring that the data cannot alter the query's intent. Major programming languages and database systems provide built-in support for parameterized queries, and their consistent use is a cornerstone of secure web application development. Organizations should also conduct regular security audits and penetration testing to identify and address potential SQL injection vulnerabilities in their applications. Understanding these attack methods and their corresponding prevention techniques is not just for IT professionals. In today's interconnected world, it's a fundamental aspect of digital literacy for everyone. By being aware of the tactics used by cybercriminals and by adopting proactive security measures, we can collectively create a more secure online environment. The digital realm, while offering incredible opportunities, also presents hidden dangers. Just like understanding the traps in a wilderness can help you navigate safely, understanding cyber threats empowers you to protect yourself and your information. It's a continuous learning process, as attackers constantly evolve their techniques. This is why staying informed, asking questions, and fostering a culture of security awareness are so vital. So what are your thoughts? Have you encountered any suspicious emails or online scenarios that raised red flags? What other aspects of cybersecurity pique your interest? Please share your experiences and questions in the comments below. Your insights contribute to our collective understanding and help us all stay safer online. If you found this video informative and valuable, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps to spread this crucial knowledge. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel for more in-depth explorations of cybersecurity topics and other fascinating areas of technology. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our future discussions. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, in the digital world, awareness and vigilance are our greatest strengths. Stay safe out there!